had some problems, so I decided to make some changes. So I grew up my facial hair. Yeah, you know, when life gets tough, grow a mustache. That's my motto. A lot of my friends and family have gone out of their way to tell me how much better I look with facial hair. And not how good I look with facial hair, but how much better I look with facial hair. My loved ones collectively thank me for covering up half of my face. I think I look young for my age, despite all this glorious facial hair. It really turns the conversation around quickly when people find out how old I am. Be like, oh, Raj, you know, your life's going pretty well. You got this bartending job, you do stand-up comedy, you don't have a wife or kids tying you down. I'm like, yeah, I'm 35 years old. They're like, holy shit, man, get your life together. What are you doing with your sad little jokes and your pathetic job? Pull it together, man. I'm like, easy, Grandma, calm down. Now, why would my grandma not know how old I am? That's just silly. It's because she has dementia. It's all right, I told her that joke. She forgot it 10 minutes later. Dementia. I work at a comedy club, I bartend there. It's a great job, I love it. There's only one problem with it. There's a uniformed police officer that hangs out there all the time. I don't know if he's a fan of comedy or what, but it makes me nervous. I asked the owner, I'm like, why is this guy always here? He goes, I don't know, but I like it. He goes, he busts up fights, he keeps out the riffraff. He goes, just the other day he caught a guy out back smoking pot by the dumpsters. It's like, yeah, that was me. I was in jail for 2 weeks. I went to the animal shelter last weekend to get a kitty cat, because I'm masculine. I think you learn a lot about yourself at the animal shelter. The staff that works here, they try to lead you and kind of point you towards the older animals. They say things like, oh, this one's been with us for a long time, and if he doesn't get adopted soon, he'll have to be put down. I'm like, oh my God, that's a tragedy. That's the saddest thing I ever heard. Somebody has to do something about this. They're like, oh, would you like to take him home? I'm like, fuck no, I want a kitten. That's why I came here. They're like, well, sir, but if you get one of the older ones, it's less expensive. I'm like, lady, I fell for that at the strip club. I'm not falling. Start off your day, you know, you're walking around carrying a cup of your own urine. Or you have to hand it to an angry middle-aged woman wearing surgical scrubs with little purple cows on them. They might have been green horses. I was pretty fucked up at the time. I remember. I think if you're not going to pass a drug test, try to win. Get the highest score possible. Reach for the stars. And then smoke those stars. That's my move. That's how I lost my job at Jimmy John's. Yeah, Jimmy John's has a very strict anti-drug policy, which always seemed weird to me because it seems like the one thing you should be able to do really well when you're high is make sandwiches. Right? You should be able to pick the highest guy in the store and have him make your sandwich. Think about it. It'd be amazing. It'd be the best thing you ever had. But it'd probably take 45 minutes to get it. Might be a bite taken out of it. After Jimmy John's, I got a job in telemarketing. Has anyone here ever done that soul-sucking job? It's terrible. For those of you who haven't, I can describe it for you. When you get home tonight, sit down in front of your computer, get really comfortable, put on a headset, and then find 500 people to tell you to go fuck yourself. Congratulations, you're a telemarketer. What else interesting happened? Oh, I had to go to the clinic. Had a bit of a scare. I went out on a date with this girl, and we ended up, you know, at the end, having sex. That's right, I've had sex. And so I said to her afterwards, I'm like, I'm kind of surprised you slept with me on the first date. And she goes, well, I kind of had to. You paid for dinner. I think about this. So she's 35 years old, multiply that times about 15 years of good dating, minus no marriages, equals every STD on the planet. So the doctor asked me, he goes, well, how many people have you slept with recently? I'm like, well, directly one. Indirectly, all of them, I think. He said, well, how many people have you had sex with in your life? And I was like, well, let me do the equation. 34 years old, 15 15 years of 3. It's been 3. 2. I got a brother-in-law who's a real jerk, but he got any in-laws that give him a hard time all the time. It's like, no, it's giving me a hard time. He's got a lot of money. So the other day he's looking at my car. He's like, Roger, your car's a piece of shit. Let me give you the number to my Lexus guy. Yeah, this Lexus guy. I drive an '89 Ford Fiesta. And that's not because I think it's a Mexican party every time I get into it. It's because I'm dirt poor. This Lexus guy. I got a Ford Fiesta guy. His name's Bob from Craigslist. He doesn't have a phone number, but if you need him, you can get him at boblovesboobs at AOL.com. I moved into a bad neighborhood recently in North Minneapolis. Some of you might know this. It's a neighborhood that's so bad, God tried to wipe it off the face of the earth with a tornado. I think you get jaded really fast living in a bad neighborhood. My girlfriend woke me up the other day. She's like, oh my God, somebody got shot on our street. Woke up, watched for a few seconds. I was like, that's like 2 blocks away. Wake me up when there's a homicide on the porch. I got pulled over driving home into my bad neighborhood. I worked late at night, and the cop was really upset when he came to the car. He's like, boy, what are you doing in this neighborhood at this time of night? Are you looking for trouble? He goes, I hope you don't have any guns or drugs on you. I'm like, yeah, officer, I just live like a block away. He's like, holy shit, I hope you have some guns or drugs on you. And he kissed me on the forehead and gave me his pepper spray. Wish me good luck. It was awkward. House sitting this weekend for my brother-in-law and my sister. I get asked to house sit a lot, and I think I'm finally starting to realize why. I think when people are looking for a house sitter, they ask themselves a few questions. They ask themselves, what do we know that has absolutely nothing going on in it? And who do we know that can water our plants but doesn't have enough friends to have a party? Who do we know that can walk our dog but there's no chance they're going to have sex in our bed? That's who. Whenever anybody asks me to house sit, they always try to sell it to me the same way. They're always like, oh, it'll be great. You know, you can stay in our house, eat our food, watch our TV. I have a home. I don't live under a bridge. I feel like what they're trying to say is, why don't you take a break from your shitty life for a while? Come and pretend to be us. Well, we're on a fabulous vacation that you can't afford. That's why I killed their goldfish. I'm Roger Schultz. You guys have been great.